recording for the ones who are not here, so they'll have time to check what we are about to see in today's class. Now, before we start the class, I just want to show you that you have already your assignments in the platforms. Over here, 12A, you need to complete the vocabulary. This is the document that you are going to use. This is a PDF, okay? Just download it and print it or keep it in a safe place in any place here in your laptop or your computer, okay? You don't need to print it, but if I were you, I would print it. So this is the document, we are using it in order to talk about this section of the class. The title of this section of the book is Introduction to Economic System. Now remember, we are starting, this is the first topic in the second term. So you need to fold a page in order to separate the first term with the second term. So your notebook, fold a page and write second term or second trimester or whatever you want to say. Okay, so the title of today's class, and I'm in English here, this class is Introduction to Economic System. So you have to write in your notebook the title, Introduction to Economic System, and under the title you need to write the vocabulary number 1. That is here on page 38. Now you can get it from here, from this PDF. Okay, so you need to open this PDF in order to get the vocabulary, guys. And also you need to complete, or you need to start working on the assessment. The assessment on page 41 and also is here in the PDF. You need to answer question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now the questions are really, really silly questions, so don't worry. They are very, very easy to answer. So please try to complete, because eventually I'm gonna ask for those questions. Are we clear? So you better do it, guys. That's my suggestion. So you better do it. Now let's begin today's class. Let's begin today's class with the help of this PowerPoint. Now today's class is gonna be very brief, okay? Because I wanna give you some extra time for you to work on the vocabulary and the assessment, okay? So let's begin. Now, Introduction to Economic Systems. That's today's topic. Now the objectives are this one: identify the 3 main types. Remember, there are more than 3, but anyway, we're going to focus only on these 3 principal ones, okay? Understand how a traditional economy operates, including its advantages and disadvantages. Analyze how modern forces are changing traditional economies. Now these are the 4 vocabulary words that you need to write in vocabulary number 1. Now let's begin. What is an economic system? That is a very interesting question. Now this is the answer. An economic system is the way a society uses its scarce resources. Acuérdense que los recursos son escasos. To satisfy its people's unlimited wants. Y porque los recursos son escasos, entonces el gobierno o el sistema debe ver cómo hace para tratar de satisfacer las ilimitadas necesidades o deseos de las personas, ¿ok? So, ese es el sistema que maneja eso, es un economic system, ¿ok? Now, over here they mentioned 3, but there are more than 3, ¿ok? Traditional economy, Julián Molina apareció. Let me, where are you, Molina, here it is. Okay, traditional economy, command economies, and market economies. Like it says, we're going to start with this traditional. The Inuit son este tipo de personas que viven, dice que en el norte de Canadá, dice the Inuit of northern Canada are among the few, de los pocos comunidades that have a traditional economy. Okay, so let's begin. A traditional economy is an economic system in which families, clans, tribes make economic decisions based on customs and costumbres and belief y creencias that have been handed down, traspasadas, ¿de qué? De generación en generación. So if we go to, like I mentioned, in the Amazon area, or we go to Chiriquí, el área en Verá creo que es, no veo Google. They are a traditional economy. Bueno, no tanto sí, pero bueno, most of the traditions, they try to keep most of the traditions. The same thing happened over here in el área de los Punas. Okay. Now, if we go to Africa, in the Middle Africa, there's a lot of tribes who practice this type of economy, and also in the Aborigines area in Australia. Okay, so there's only a few who practice this kind of traditional systems. The one and only goal of these societies is survival. La única meta es simplemente sobrevivir. Ellos producen lo que se van a comer y viven solamente para eso, simplemente. Así de sencillo es el sistema de ellos tradicional. Everyone has a set role in this task. Cada uno tiene una tarea que hacer en este sistema. The men often are hunters. Los hombres usualmente son los cazadores. Las mujeres, they focus on the crops, en la agricultura y cuidar a los peladitos en la casa, con arroz. Now, the youngest help with everybody, everyday chores. Los más jóvenes se dedican a hacer sus quehaceres diarios. While learning, mientras que también aprenden las habilidades que eventualmente ellos se van a convertir en los adultos. Okay? Now, over here, there are two columns with advantages and disadvantages of this. This is only some of the advantages. Now, after we finish this, we're going to, the second system, we're going to play a video that talks about the command. Now we are in traditional now. The traditional economy is, there is a little to not uncertain. O sea, todo está fríamente calculado, ya tú sabes que vamos a hacer esto y esto y esto y esto y esto. No hay espacio para la duda, todos saben lo que se tiene que hacer. Now everyone knows what roles to play. Todo uno tiene un trabajo que hacer. And the life is generally stable. La vida es generalmente estable, predictable and continuous. Continuous, okay? Y continua. Entre las desventajas, advanced traditional economies tend to discourage a new idea. Now, let's pretend you want to bring a new idea in order to change the way they are hunting or change the way they are working on the field. They would say something like, you know something? We have done this way during these several years, so why should we change it? So they discourage you, your ideas, okay? So that's one of these advantages. They just stay the same way they have been living through these generations to generations stages, okay? The lack of progress, no hay progreso. The lack of progress lower standards of living. Por supuesto que el estándar de living es muy bajísimo. Why? Because there's no progress in this type of, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no, what's the other one? Netflix, nothing, no cable. All right, it's boring. But anyway, they enjoy it. Maybe, I think, I don't know. Now, the second system is command economy. Now, over here in this system, the government, the state, is the one who decides what is going to be produced, how it's going to be produced, and to whom it's going to be produced. Okay, so they answer the three questions of the economy. Okay, now the second type of economic system is a command economy. The government decides what goods and services will be produced, how they will be produced, and how they will be distributed. So they are the kings. They are the ones who decide. They're not going to ask anybody else. They are the ones who decide what is going to be done in this type of system. In a command economy, government officials consider the resource and needs of the country and allocate those resources according to their judgment, de acuerdo a sus juicios. Por ejemplo, si ya sabemos que en Chiriquí, esa es una área donde hay mucho ganado, hay mucha agricultura, todos se van a dedicar a esa área, simplemente. En el norte de Coclé hay minas, se van a dedicar a la mina. Qué sé yo, por acá por San Carlos, mucho pescado, se van a dedicar a la pesca solamente. Y dice, the ones Dice, the wants of individual consumers are rarely considered. Rara vez se consideran los deseos de los consumidores, pero eventualmente por ahí de repente de ellos lo consideran y entonces hacen su cambio. Now, North Korea, Cuba, also we could mention Nicaragua, Venezuela, actually. Example of command economies. Before the collapse of communism in Europe, countries such as the Soviet Union, Poland, and East Germany were also command economies. The Soviet Union, over here I have a video that talks about the Soviet Union, and they talk about one of the advantages, how they changed from very important agricultural system, they changed into an industrial system. So you will listen to it in a few minutes, okay? Now the advantage and disadvantage over here are the command economy. Advantages: the economy can change direction drastically in a relatively short of time. That's one of those. Why? Because they don't need to ask anybody else. They are the ones who make the decision, the final decision, and that's it. The second one is that social programs are available to almost everyone. Social programs like education, health, what else? How they provide foods, and different kind of social programs. That's the only advantage. Because if you need a surgery, you only need to go to the hospital and they will take care of you. Okay, so that's one of the, I think is one of the really nice advantages. Okay. But anyway, people don't like this kind of system economy. Now, disadvantage, not designed to meet the wants, no está diseñado para satisfacer los deseos, and some needs of people, okay? Not incentive to work hard, o sea, no te incentiva a tú dar lo mejor de ti. You only go to work, punch, that's it. At 5, you need to go back home, and that's it. So, no hay motivación. There's no incentive in order for you to work hard. And requires large decision-making bureaucracy. Para tomar una decisión a veces demora mucho tiempo, okay? Now, let's stop right here. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the market economy. Now we're going to watch a video that talks about the command system. Okay? Let's watch, guys.
Talking about a command economy. Now make sure to check out my other videos on the different types of economies, which will be on traditional, a mixed economy, a market economy, and there'll also be some on communism and capitalism and socialism. Now enough of the different other economies, we're talking about command today. So let's figure out what a command economy is and how it answers the 3 basic economic questions. Now, while watching the video, make sure to take out your guided notes. You can find them in the description below. I've created these notes to go along with the video to make sure that you understand all the important information. And when it comes to your test or quiz, you can just refer back to your notes instead of watching the video again. A command economy is when we have a central authority that is going to answer all of the economic questions. The government is normally what it takes the shape of. And this government will answer the what, the how, and for whom. They are in charge of everything. Individual businesses and individuals in the society have very little say of what's going on. Today, North Korea is probably the closest thing to a current day command, a true command economy. Now, communism will also fall partially under here, and we'll get to that another time when we get into capitalism, communism, and socialism. If you need to figure that out, check out those videos. But we're going to get into now what are some of the advantages to a command economy and what are some of the disadvantages. Now, like I just said, command economies answer the 3 basic economic questions with a central authority, normally taking the shape of the government. If you need more information on the economic questions, check out the video that I have on my channel. You can click the link on the top right now. But a command economy does have a bunch of advantages. It might not seem like it because you're being told what to do, but a command economy can actually change directions pretty fast. An example of it is the Soviet Union. They were able to go from a rural agricultural society to a leading industrial one in a relatively short period of time. Now, they did some things that are questionable, and we don't need to get into that right now, but as an economy goes, they moved pretty fast. Now, other advantages too is you don't have to worry about what you're going to do. You're kind of told. And there's a lot of public services that are offered for people at very little cost or to no cost. Now, there's a lot of disadvantages to this type of an economy though. Now, one of the big ones is it stifles innovation and creativity. I mean, if you are getting told what to do at all times, why are you going to care? We start to see people lose incentives. People get pushed out of society. And while it can handle some bigger things and change pretty fast, it does an awful job at meeting the wants and needs of the individuals living in that country or society, wherever we're talking about, and it can't deal with the day-to-day issues. It has a very hard time grappling with those. And it also requires a huge bureaucracy that has to dictate and tell everyone what to do. And so it's very slow, especially again when it comes to these minor details. So there is some advantages to a command economy, but there's also a lot of disadvantages. And it's important to note both of them. We've seen societies throughout history that have used a command economy, and some are still using it today. And those are the main things that you need to know about a command economy. Make sure you understand how it answers the 3 basic economic questions, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages to it, and how the government works in this economy. That'll be really important for you to remember. Until now.
Okay, guys, let's stop right here. Now, remember, guys, now is 7 minutes, 10:07. I'm gonna give you this extra minutes for you to work on your vocabulary. Remember, the vocabulary is on page 38. Open it over here and you'll get the vocabulary, or maybe here you are in the PowerPoint that is already here in your platform. And also start working on the assessment question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You need to answer it. Why? Because eventually I'm gonna ask for them. Okay, guys, do you have any question? No question. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna stop right here, and please focus on your assignments that I just told you to do, vocabulary and assessment. Okay. So see you tomorrow or on Friday. And on Friday, I think on Friday. Yes, on Friday. See you on Friday. Bye bye. Take care. Wash your hands. Remember, wash your hands.